welcome to another episode of The Antique Trader. And tonight we have something very special for you. My guest is Haraj Lulu, and when we come back, we're going to show you some of his famous artwork. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Honey, would you get me some ice cream?
Ice cream?
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some things you just can't do without. It happens every night, all across America.
We must all be more diligent about not wasting energy. By George, I think I've got it.
It's elementary. We face an awful waste of energy. To find a remedy, it's up to you, it's up to me.
We all agree it's true. The world has got a major job to do. If we might just review, it's up to me, it's up to you.
Please don't waste energy.
Hi everybody, this is Tim McGraw for RAD, recording artist, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. You know, I spend a lot of time on the road and I see some funny things out there, but one thing that's not so funny is someone who's about to drive drunk. So take the keys and be a friend, because friends don't let friends drive drunk.
There's a vacation village for sick kids near all the fun in Orlando.
It's called Give Kids the World.
I never saw my mom and dad laugh so much.
You could take your family for free if you're a kid like me with a terminal illness.
You know a kid like that would like to come here. Call 1-800-995-KIDS. I wish I could come back.
Hi, welcome back to The Antique Trader. And today we have a very special guest for you. His name is Haraj Lulu. And Haraj, we'd like to welcome you to the program. Thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you.
And could you tell us just a little bit about your background before we go on to your beautiful artwork?
Thank you. Well, I'm Armenian, from Armenia. I started at a very young age drawing with pencil. Then I started doing a little bit of oil. Then I switched to relief copper artwork.
And before you started doing all of this, what is it that you do now for a living?
I own a couple of companies. I own a printing and graphics company, and outdoor signs, and I own a supermarket, and I'm a landlord of a couple of buildings I own.
And how do you get the time to do all this wonderful work that you do? And who did you do your first piece for?
Repeat your question again. Sorry.
How do you find time to do your artwork?
I just plan my day from the morning till night, and I'll try to keep my schedule sharp.
Do you ever get any sleep?
Very little. I sleep
Very
late.
little. I hear you. First of all, tell us about this picture that you brought here.
This picture, I did work about 2 years and a couple of months for King of Jordan. I traveled a lot. I was in Syria, then Jordan, Holy Land, and this is one of my art shows in Jarash, is a city.
That would be.
This is the Queen Noor here. I have another picture. It's clear for her. Actually, what happened is I sent when I came to Jordan, I decided to meet the king. And a lot of people said it's impossible to meet the king. And what I did, I carved his picture, his father, his grandfather, and I started sending it to his palace. And a lot of people was making fun of me, said he will never get it. And I didn't know that he was getting it. Then I did one big show, and I invite all the embassies, and the king and queen show up in the show. I was very surprised. They came with the helicopter and a lot of military, armies, bodyguards. I was very afraid, scared. I was very young.
Oh, I think that's wonderful.
I was, I think, 19 years old.
That just proves that if you believe in something hard enough, you can always get your wish. Now, let's see, you brought a couple of other pictures here. Let's see if we can show this. You told me that you did this at a very young age.
I was in the 5th grade when I did this. That's how I started, with pencil, drawing icons, Jesus, and some famous people, celebrities. And here is Mesrop Mashtots. He invented the alphabetic of Armenian, Ipen Kim, which is ABC, Armenian. And we consider him as a saint because he put the alphabetic.
And did you ever do this particular picture in copper?
No.
Now, how about this here? This that you have over here.
This is Romeo and Juliet, but Indian style. It's a lot of artwork you see in Taj Mahal. You know, it's Indian. You know, this is one of the. Actually, I changed a lot in the
Did
costume.
you actually at any time go to school for art?
Not for copper.
Not for copper.
No, for.
How did you learn anything about copper, or colors, or anything else, and the designs and the sculptures that you do?
When I was in school, high school, I was doing type of art, nails and strings. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Yes, I have.
You know, it's a very feminine type of art. Then a friend of family said, Haraj, you're tall, strong, you have big hands, you know, you should work something with the stone, metal, you know. This is like female stuff, strings and, you know, nails. Then he took me to a gallery, and I saw this art, the copper, which is, I'd like to show this piece.
All right.
Then he took me to a museum to show me different type of art, and I felt this is what I want to learn. Then I went to a gallery. The artist, he was working, and I was watching him from the street. Then after a couple of days, I went inside and I told him, sir, I'm an artist, and my uncle, that kind of art he does. He told me, well, how, can you tell me what technique you use? So I told him his techniques, because I was watching him a couple of days, 3-4 days.
Okay, we're going to stop you right there. And when we come back, Haraj Lulu is going to tell us a little bit more about his technique on copper. We'll be right back.
Mama, I played with Natalie today.
You did?
She's a girl at my school. She has pretty hair, and I like her long hair. We played together, we talked together, and we were eating outside, and bugs got on it. Gnats. They're just fly around and get on people's food. Then we killed all the bugs, and then it was gone before we knowed it.
We all agree it's true. The world has got a major job to do. If we might just review, it's up to me, it's up to you.
We don't deny reliance on every home appliance, but let's show some defiance.
Here's the cue.
Unplug and if you're through.
If you should show derision for what's on television,
Just make a smart decision.
No one will scoff if you just turn it off.
please don't waste energy.
10,000 eyes are on me.
Do it, Casey, do it.
Shouting, Casey, go all the way.
Casey, do it. Score. Come on, Casey.
First base, second base, third base. Make your move today. Do it, Casey, do it.
Do it, Casey.
Score mighty, Casey, score.
Score.
I just don't get it. Is that what girls are for?
Must I, Amanda, take this guy to have and to hold, to go out with and make out with, to be together and sleep together, to go all the way. Because they say he'll walk away, unless I do.
If you don't talk with your kids about sex, who will? Our free booklet can help.
Hi, and we're back here with Haraj Lulu and his beautiful art collection in copper. Haraj, tell us a little bit about the technique that you said that you were going to tell us about. How do you do this?
Well, this is pure copper, almost 100%, because I use a lot of chemicals to color it. And if the copper is not pure, I will have different shades with the chemicals. So it's got to be very, very pure copper. And
how hard is it to shape the copper? Because I know I did some copper work in school and we used very soft copper, but this is like very, very thick copper.
You got to have a strong, real strong hands to
I imagine
bend,
so.
yes.
And when you're doing the pattern, do you put it on top of the pattern and then
Well,
press
first
it down?
I draw it very light with my like small, similar like a screwdriver. It's not a screwdriver, it's just like a chisel.
Like a chisel?
Chisel. Then I do the very rough lines. Then little by little, I start pushing it hard to make it stand out from the front and back, till have the shapes, the elevated.
And how long does it take you to do a piece this size?
About 3-4 weeks.
Just a piece this size?
This one takes about a week to finish it.
And usually, do you make your own designs, or
yes.
you
More,
don't,
yes.
never use patterns, or?
Sometimes if I see something
Very
I like,
seldom?
you know, everybody copies. Elvis Presley copies people, James Brown, they all, you know, art. If I'm gonna, it's nice to create your own style, you know, but always I learn from others to be.
Have you ever done a copper ceiling?
Ceiling?
Yes.
Yes, I did tiles for King of Jordan. I did a lot of doors, tiles. Actually, this is the bottom of the mirror.
The bottom of the mirror?
Mirror, and this is one corner of it, but it will be this is 2 foot by 3 foot. And top of it comes like a crown with all ceramic and diamonds.
So you actually used this for the King of Jordan? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, this is another piece, but I did almost similar.
Similar to this?
Yes.
And did you use genuine stones?
You see, I'm not good with the stones. When I go to stores to buy diamonds, this is not really real diamonds.
Well,
You know,
when you did
diamonds
it for
very
the King
expensive.
when you did it for the King of Jordan?
Yes, they supply a lot of stuff for me.
Oh, okay.
You know, I can't afford to buy diamonds. And
that's exactly what I was asking.
yes.
So how big was it?
Well, I did a lot of pieces, about maybe
The mirror?
the mirror. It was about meter, maybe 1 meter, which is 1 yard by 2 yards, approximately, which is each yard is 3 foot, so 3 by 6. The size
That
is
must
huge.
have been gorgeous. Now you're holding a piece there in front of you, and I know that on television sometimes it doesn't do it very much justice. But I'd like you to take a look at this, our viewers at home. This is awfully heavy. How long did it take you to do this piece, and what inspired you to do this piece?
This is about 5 weeks. Took me to do this, and this icon. This is not ready yet. You know, I brought it with me today just to show you how the copper looks pure before I put chemicals, oxidate it.
Is this a piece that was commissioned for you to do, or is this something that you're just doing for your own
No,
collection?
I'm preparing a show, art exhibit for celebrities. You know, I'm putting everything that I can, you know, to give the best I can. Plus, I'm putting a book about my artwork together. So.
And when do you expect to have this exhibit? By when do you expect to have it ready?
It's not going to be before 1 year.
At least a year. That's how long? How many
Maybe 1 year.
pieces do you expect
I have,
to have?
about 50.
About 50 pieces?
Yes.
And do you have any idea, or could you tell us where
That's
it's going to take place?
a lifetime project. I've been working this project a long time.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful. Where is it going to take place?
I thought to do it in Las Vegas or Hollywood, but I think New York City is the right place to do it. It's a business center.
Business center.
Yes.
Okay, but this is gorgeous. You mentioned one time to me when I went to see Lisa up at your studio that your mother helped you do a lot of work.
My mother is my sweetheart. She
Well, let's
is-
compliment the lady. Tell us a little bit about your mother.
My mother, she's not. She gave me everything she can just to make me look the best. All my art exhibits, she works with me. She get me the water, she get me the chemicals, she cleaned the floor, tell me what are we gonna do next, Haraj. You know, you don't think this is too much red? You don't think this was?
Why don't you say thank you to such a fine lady?
Mommy, I love you. Thank you very much. I don't know which one's the camera, 20 cameras here. Mommy, I love you. Thank you very much. You're the best. I'll always love you.
And when we come back, we'll have more of Haraj Lulu's collection. We'll be right back.
Chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
You know trouble can start when the clock hits 3. When there's no place after school for kids to be. Nothing to do but hanging on city streets. When mom and dad are working to make ends meet. Now it's time to beat the street.
With after-school programs, city kids aren't left alone and vulnerable. They keep on learning between 3 and 6, but these programs need your support. Join with the Urban League to keep them going. Call now, because it's
time to beat the street.
10,000 eyes are on me.
Do it, Casey, do it.
Shouting, Casey, go all the way.
Casey, do it. Score. Come on, Casey.
First base, second base, third base. Make your move today. Do it, Casey, do it.
Do it, Casey.
Score mighty, Casey, score.
Score.
I just don't get it. Is that what girls are for?
Must I, Amanda, take this guy to have and to hold, to go out with and make out with, to be together and sleep together, to go all the way, because they say he'll walk away, unless I do.
If you don't talk with your kids about sex, who will? Our free booklet can help.
Hi, welcome back, and I'm here with my guest, Haraj Lulu. Haraj, tell us about this picture that you have here, and I see you've used those corners, those copper corners that you were showing us previously. Tell us about this picture.
This picture is one of the gifts I sent to the palace, the castle of King Hussein, and I didn't get a response from them. Then when they came to my show, they visited my show, they told me that they got it. Then when I went to the castle, I saw it on one of the walls.
And you have a picture of the crown that you did
The crown
directly on top of the...
Exactly. These more closer pictures zoomed in.
Let's see if we can show
This is
that.
brass. Well, it's not a copper. This is brass.
Oh, you did this in brass?
No, the framing I did brass because brass is more yellowish.
Right.
And the artwork in copper. I prefer work with copper. It's softer. And the brass is
a little bit stronger to work with.
Correct.
Okay, and you have another picture here of the Last Supper. And how big was this?
This is about 7 foot long. 6.5, 7 foot long.
And this was also done in copper?
This is all in copper. Actually, I took this from Michelangelo art, and I just copy it on the copper.
So how long did it take you to do this? Because it's still work.
But 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks,
Yeah,
and all the details.
I didn't go too crazy. I just took the whole
And do you
idea.
still have this? You still own it, or
No,
did you
I gave
sell
it a gift to the to one of the politicians. Actually, it's a religion embassy, in Catholic embassy in Jordan.
Oh, how lovely! That is so beautiful.
Yes.
And what else do you have to show us? You have a lot of other pictures here.
This is one of there's some people, they visit my art. This is Patrick Leclerc. He's the French ambassador.
Okay, we're talking about the picture down here.
Yes, it's Patrick Leclerc is the a French ambassador, this is American ambassador, and this is the cardinal in Jordan. They visit my one of my exhibits.
One of your exhibits.
Yes.
And you mentioned that the Pope had written a letter to you.
Well, in Middletown, I did 14 Stations of the Cross, and these stations, they gave me people's faces, and they said, I want you to do Jesus' face, plus you have to put these 4 or 5 people's regular photos, people they worked for that shrine. And I start creating people was around Jesus. You know, every artist did his own. He created his own faces.
Interpretation
exactly.
of the faces.
But this, the person who ordered the Station of the Cross, the 14 stations, he ordered with the pictures of these people. So I don't know. I think people was living there, priests and bishops, you know, and it's there. If anybody wants to see it, more than you're welcome. You can go, and I think it's the largest shrine in the country, Middletown, upstate.
You actually got a letter from the Pope?
They sent me from the Rome, yes, and thanking me, and I still have the letter. It's beautiful things, you know. I show it to a lot of people, and they didn't really believe it.
How do you feel as an artist that all these people are sending you such wonderful, affectionate thank you notes, and that you've become a really well-known artist and a tremendous entrepreneur? How do you feel?
See, art is very sensitive. That's like his oxygen. You know, it's motivates me a lot. You know, I don't wait people to motivate me, but it's just nice when you feel people appreciate your art or appreciate my art, and that's what it's all about.
You also showed me something that you bought for me to look at, and that's your watercolor. You also do watercolor?
Yes, this is actually stuff, I don't want to call it inexpensive, but sometimes I feel like I don't want to do heavy work. So 1 hour, 2 hours work, watercolors, this takes about 2 hours to do. This is one of my Chinese art. I have a brother, his name Ramon Lulu. He loves Chinese art, so.
And do you do this in your spare time when you're bored?
Yes, this one actually, yes.
This is a lot of detail to do, but I guess if you enjoy doing what you do, it's relaxing for you.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad. We have another tremendous piece that you brought in that we'd like to discuss, and I want you to tell me how big that piece is and a little bit of background behind it.
This piece is one of my, I think I did this when I was 17 years old, in 1988. But yes, about 17, 18 years old. And I did it in Syria. Then I didn't finish it in Syria. I brought it to Jordan. And Jordan, I didn't finish it. I brought it with me to America, and I finished it here. It killed me until I finished it. It's a lot of details, a lot of details. And this is the King Hammurabi. He's hunting lions. The hunting trip, hunting lions, is a very famous piece of art. They have some pieces of this art in New York Metropolitan Museum on Fifth Avenue. And after I finished the work, I went to compare it with the one I saw New York City, I saw a lot of different details.
Well, I know you're very passionate about your lion. Tell us about your lion and why you're so passionate about the details on the lion.
You see, lion is a very proud animal. He's very dangerous, very proud. He's king of jungle. And he shows here, he don't want to surrender.
He doesn't want to surrender.
No. You know, he got like 3, 4, I don't know what you call it in English.
Arrows.
Arrows.
He's been shot 3 or 4 times by arrows.
And he's still trying to chase the king of Babylon.
Haraj, I want to ask you, what motivated you to do that Jesus Christ picture that you did in copper?
Well, I don't think I did that piece. I don't know,
you were inspired?
I can't believe I did that kind of, I was very angry. Now I don't believe I did that.
Why were you angry?
Well, my brother passed away from cancer and we did everything that we can, you know, and I was working that piece. And I just like hitting the piece with the colors and that's how it came. Now I can't believe, if you asked me to do it again, I said, I don't know, maybe
you could not recreate it. I guess it was all emotional.
Yes, I was crying. You know, I was crying, and I don't know. I don't believe that came from me.
Well, Haraj Lulu, I am so glad to touch the hand of a famous artist.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being on the program. And to you, our viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this program. And don't forget to watch The Antique Trader. You never know what you may find. Thanks for watching.